Welcome or welcome back to Let's Get Metaphysical. I'm Sam, and if you haven't been here before, or even if you have, actually, I don't usually do an intro, but we are in an astrologically potent time of year, so it's a good time to try new things, and we're trying new things. This is a podcast for people who are interested in weaving the metaphysical and the physical, by which I mean people who are exploring the cosmic truth and their own truth and are interested in how they connect. Because the truth is, we are, as humans, intimately linked with the cosmos. And in modern times, we have very much fallen away from that truth. And this is manifested in a lot of modern chaos, including mental health issues. So, in the interest of cosmic reconnection, in, regrounding and reestablishing our roots as part of the universe, which is our birthright, this podcast exists. So I started this to share my own journey through spiritual awakening and spiritual exploration, really. And I'm doing a special episode today because this week is August. Well, this week includes August 8th, which is the Lionsgate portal. And that is true every single year. So I'm hoping this can be sort of like an evergreen introductory episode if you ever want to, return to see what the Lionsgate portal is all about. Because again, this reopens every year at the same time. As I'm going to discuss, August 8th is astrologically and numerologically significant, which makes it a very energetically potent time. Part of the fact that we've been sort of disconnected from ancient rhythms. In ancient times, pretty much all civilizations were very aware that there are cosmic forces at play. Um, that basically we are influenced by the movement of the planets, by the time of year, that we haven't just arbitrarily, assigned dates to days, but we are on, in fact, this cosmic journey that has its own sort of nature, like has its own ebb and flow. And perhaps the most deeply connected to the truth of this rhythm were the ancient Egyptians. So they observed the Lionsgate portal. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about, what the Lionsgate is and how you work with this energy, because it is one of the most powerful energetic portals of the year, if not the most powerful. It is an excellent time to align your intentions to sort of revisit what you want to bring into the physical. So if there is a dream, a wish, an intention that you have, August 8th and the days surrounding are an excellent time to really clarify those intentions. Because when you're really clear energetically, that's when the universal energy can really rearrange things physically in your life to bring forth the opportunities to create whatever it is you're imagining. Okay, so first of all, what is the Lionsgate portal? Like what is an energy portal? Basically, you can think of a portal like a limited time bonus, period, where energies are amplified. So portals are created when there's an astrological event or some sort of cosmic movement that brings a lot of potent energy. So this one happens when the sun moves into Leo, and I'm speaking in astrological terms. If you're not super familiar with astrology, it's okay. You probably know the general profile of the sun signs. Leo is a very potent, it's basically the solar heart of the zodiac. Leo represents courage, creativity, the dramatic. It's a big heart open sign. And when the sun moves into this sign, like the sun in our solar system, all feel a boost of that energy. Regardless where you have Leo as a placement in your chart, we all feel that. At this time of year, Earth is in alignment with Sirius, which is a star, not in our solar system, of course, but this is basically like the spiritual sun. This is what the ancient Egyptians considered the sort of the true sun. Sirius represents higher consciousness. And at this time of year, Orion's belt points directly to Sirius. So Orion's belt is a constellation. Thank you. Orion's belt is a constellation. And very interestingly and very significantly, the pyramids were built directly underneath Orion's belt. There are three stars in the constellation that exactly line up with the pyramids. That's not an accident. The ancient Egyptians had a profound connection, intuitively, and they had a very intimate connection with the cosmos. And it's not an accident that the pyramids line up with Orion's belt and the Pleiades. So basically, Orion's belt aligning at this time of year with Sirius creates a stargate of high frequency energy, which is basically like a period of time where the spiritual and physical realms are closest. You can consider this like when the veil is thinner, when we are able to feel more potent spiritual energy. That's what happens during these portals. Energetically, it feels like faster manifestation, basically like more energy to put toward what you want to create. You'll notice synchronicities, so you'll notice like little magical things happening to bring your next version of self into reality. You'll notice that things line up. So it's an accelerated manifestation time. You'll notice your intuition is heightened. You'll suddenly get realizations about maybe what your next area of growth is, what your next project will be, whatever your life circumstance, you'll have more clarity during these times of portal, especially Lionsgate. And this is when awakening codes stream to Earth, which, if you're not familiar, sounds very out there, but it's not. We've just, again, been really cut off culturally from the truth of the cosmos. And basically, awakening codes are like messages by frequency. So this is basically like when we receive messages, but not verbally, we're receiving messages in light form because awakening codes are so high frequency, and the higher frequency energy, the more invisible. So awakening codes are basically downloads of energy that allow us to awaken more of our souls within our physical bodies. So this is Lionsgate. And again, it happens because of the alignment in the skies, but it's being transmitted to Earth. Like we feel all of this whether or not we work on it or work with the energy rather. So the Egyptians observed that Sirius would rise in early August and that would mark the flooding of the Nile, which was essential, of course, for crops, for prosperity, for literally life. Like the Nile is life-sustaining, water is life-sustaining. And so it signaled the Egyptian New Year, which was a sacred time of renewal and abundance. So energetically, you can think of the connection to this portal as reverence for life because flow, whether it's coming from water or the movement of energy in our lives, is life bringing, life giving, it's abundance. There's, connections to the goddess Isis of fertility, magic, and rebirth. So within the sort of symbology of Lionsgate, there's an intimate link to divine feminine wisdom and star lineage origins, and that the ancient Egyptians saw this as a time of blessings and activation and higher guidance. Um, so that's sort of the astrological and ancient roots. In terms of numerology, this is very significant too. So numbers are not neutral. They're not simply, symbols that represent a numerical figure. Numbers are a vibration. They carry their own frequency. Eight is the frequency of abundance. So in numerology, eight represents abundance, and it's also the infinity symbol. So it symbolizes an endless flow of energy where, there are no breaks in the infinity. It's just a constant loop. And there's a balance between the material and spiritual. The chakra system works like this. The upper and lower chakras, the energy doesn't flow between the entire chakra system in an up-down motion. It's through a figure eight. Um, and basically, the lower chakras represent the physical, the upper chakras are the immaterial. So that's intuition, that's everything invisible. And when the entire chakra system is balanced, it represents the bringing together of the physical and metaphysical, which is what we are meant to be as humans. That, we're in physical vessels and we can choose to ground spiritual energy in order to, practically speaking, live the best, most fulfilling lives we can to really make the most of this temporary earthly experience. So the fact that this occurs on what we call August 8th, so August is the eighth month, and then the eighth is the eighth day, is very significant. It's a double eight. So that's amplified manifestation right there. And again, that represents abundance, power, soul alignment, and the courage to step into your destiny. So this is a very, again, like potent time, whether or not you kind of recognize that. So working with this energy, the nice thing, well, not the nice thing, like the amazing thing about working with energy and working through portals is that it doesn't take a lot of effort to get massive results. Um, because working with energy is literally you are going straight to the source. You're not working with habit modification or like, do you know what I mean? You're working with the actual building material of the universe. So when you align your energy, the physical falls into place naturally. If you work during this time to align to your intentions, to quite literally just create a mental picture of how you want your life to feel. That's even more important than look. How you want your life to feel, you will infuse yourself with energy at this time that Lionsgate will amplify for you. So you may notice at this time you have an extra desire to shed old identities and step into your higher purpose, to go farther in your life, to really dig in and feel like you are being who you are. If you feel pulled toward transformation at this time, then you are probably connecting with the energy of Lionsgate. So working with this energy, again, it's quite simple. Write down what you want to create or what you want to release. Ideally, both. Setting clear intentions gives the universe clear direction on how to amplify your energies for this next period. This is a really good time for meditations. Finding guided, you won't find a shortage, that's for sure, of guided meditations for this specific portal. So I would seek those out. Um, Doing, Lionsgate meditations and heart activations. You can do this through meditation, but you can also do this just through self-expression. Activating your heart center, because again, like Leo is the heart of the zodiac, expressing yourself through art, through dance, through singing, through creating something will be really potent for this time. Um, working on clearing your energy. So clearing out old shadows, old wounds. EFT tapping is a great idea for this. Using journaling. Basically, all of the energetic hygiene that you might practice all the time is extra powerful right now. Leaning into gratitude, because again, the heart space, like when you feel gratitude, you can't feel anything else. That's the power of gratitude. This is really good for overthinkers too. If you are ruminating or worrying about things, slip into gratitude and it'll dissolve the negative energy that you had previously been feeling. So gratitude is a really powerful one. Um, and you can, of course, do like ceremonies if that's part of your practice. Lighting a candle and working with fire is powerful because this is a potent time for sun and the spiritual sun. Um, and working with crystals that will support the energy of this time. Citrine, pyrite, lapis lazuli, which are also abundance crystals. Yeah. So basically, during the Lion's Gate, you are feeling a personal activation, but it's also a collective upgrade window. Everyone is feeling these energies. People who work positively with the Lion's Gate energies, who work intentionally with them, will experience a really powerful manifestation portal at this time. People who don't intentionally work with the energies will still feel them, but they may manifest chaos into their lives. So you might want to take some downtime, just limiting your energy around people who tend to trigger you. Not everyone's intentionally working with this energy, but everyone's being affected. So just protect your energy. And, that doesn't have to be some scary thing. It's just being aware of the situations you're in and trying to kind of minimize conflict to keep your, energetic space clear during Lionsgate. Because all of humanity is receiving higher frequencies right now, and not everybody has the energetic grounding to be able to handle that. So when old systems break down, it's because we are downloading high frequency energy. And any old systems that are not basically in flow, that are like, able to surrender, experience a lot of chaos. And that's true both of like larger systems, like governing systems, or even personal systems. If someone's really holding on to a belief system that needs to collapse for their own good, that manifests chaos. So just know that that can happen during this time and be aware of what that looks like for you. Because this is the rise of new consciousness, which is beautiful if you're on kind of an intentional wave with it. Like if you are embracing that energy, then wow, this is a beautiful time. Everyone who is aligning with their personal truth contributes to the global shift because the Earth's frequency is shifting right now. There are more people awake and conscious than ever have been at any point in history. This is like an unprecedented event, and you're part of it. So, bringing beautiful energy into your personal life will affect your personal life absolutely, but it's also contributing to a wave of humans who are embracing creator energy. And that's really beautiful for the harmony of this planet. So, to summarize, Lionsgate is a cosmic alignment bridging the material and spiritual worlds. It's been celebrated since ancient Egypt as a time of abundance, renewal, and awakening. It is extremely potent in terms of astrologically, in terms of numerology, and like everything else, it has a personal and collective link. So when we're leaning into this frequency ourselves, we're leaning into this frequency as a whole. Beautiful. So on August 8th, slow down, do some meditation, breath work, journaling, whatever you choose to practice on that day, just make sure it's with intention because this is not meant to be a pressurized thing. No portal is meant to give pressure. Portals are an opportunity. And within, spiritual communities, we refer to opportunity portals because that's all it is. It's an energetic offering from the universe that you can do with what you choose to. And if you consciously use it, you'll notice your life aligning a lot more smoothly or manifestations coming into reality quicker at this time. If you work with this portal, I would love to hear your experience. So you can reach out to me through TikTok. I'm at cross.sam. I'm on Instagram at crosssam, all one word. And yeah, I would love to hear your experience of working with Lionsgate. I've been working with this energy for, I think this is the third year that I've observed it because I didn't know about it before then. As you know, if you've kind of followed my journey, we're not taught about these things. It's only once we start to expand our own view and realize there's a lot more to life than we were ever taught that we're suddenly exposed to these portals and the Mayan calendar and ancient Egyptian astrology and all of these beautiful things that really translate gorgeously into modern life. And I just want to leave you with like a tiny little visualization to really kind of experience this energy of Lion's Gate. So you're going to just take a deep breath, and this will only be a minute. Take a deep breath, and I want you to picture the farthest, brightest star of the cosmos. I want you to feel the energy of Sirius, the energy of your pure cosmic potential. And on a deep inhale, I want you to breathe that energy through the crown of your head. Let it pour through the top of your body like liquid light and settle in your heart. And then in your heart space, I want you to allow the brightness of the sun to just expand and envelop your whole being in beautiful, warm, potent, energetic sunlight. And that's it. Sometimes meditation and visualization is that simple. And I know for myself, like during this portal or for the next few days, I'm going to be doing more meditation outside because uh, of course, connecting like this while sitting in the actual energy of the sun is always a good idea. So I wish you the most wonderful Lion's Gate. I hope that you connect deeply to your personal courage, your joy, and your highest potential. And whatever it is that you are intentionally manifesting in your life, I wish you all of the just beautiful aligned energy of the universe as you bring these life-giving, humanity-shaping gifts into existence. And I know that sounds big. If you're like, Sam, my whatever I'm creating is small. Nothing's small. If you have so much as an idea for an Instagram post that two people might see that shapes their perspective in some small way, that's big. Never underestimate that. Don't underestimate what you are creating, what you're putting into the world, because all of us creating from our little corners creates an incredibly powerful symphony. Like, think about an orchestra, right? One instrument on their own, maybe not that big a deal. You add them to all the other instruments, huge deal. So never underestimate what you're creating. Big or small, may your manifestations align with your highest good at this time. Happy Lionsgate. Oh, and as I mentioned before, the next two episodes will have my guests, Neil and then Sean. So Neil and I are talking about reintegrating history. It's super interesting. You need to listen to it. And Sean and I are talking about spiritual wellness through the lens of Nikola Tesla technology. All right. Have a great Lionsgate. I will see you on the other side.